Let us prepare ourselves to come face to face with our own real self. For that, we have to withdraw the mind from Jagata, from all happenings outside and inside. One of the ways to withdraw the mind is not to give significance to it. The moment the significance is not given, the mind withdraws. So let us withdraw the mind from all happenings of the world outside and in the sansara, our own world inside, and focus on our body. Let us pay attention to our body and heal the body and make it still, alert, and receptive. Let us relax our head, our brain, face. Let us relax our shoulders. Shoulders are the place where maximum stress happens. Joint between the neck and the shoulder is the place where stress accumulates. Let us relax our entire back, spinal cord. Keeping the spinal cord straight and relaxed is important. Let us relax our heart, chest, stomach, all internal organs, buttock, groin. Let us take a deep breath and relax our thighs, knees, calf muscles, ankles, feet. When we pay attention to each part, two things happen. Our mind withdraws from all other things and focuses on the body part, and also the body part heals and relaxes. Let us bring the mind in the present moment by focusing on the breath. The second layer of in Panchakosha, Pranamaya Kosha. Continuously the inhalation, exhalation is happening. Observation of breath is a very important step for meditators. For all yogis and sadhaks, this step mostly in all religions is mentioned. Let us just observe the inhalation, exhalation, the flow, the temperature, where the breath is touching inside the nostril, where the breath is touching on the upper lip. When it exhales, when I inhale, where it touches inside the nostril. The more I'm able to observe the point where it touches the inside nostril and outside upper lip, that much, to that level, my mind becomes subtle and sharp. Takes a little time for mind to become subtle and sharp, and this is one of the way to keep observing our breath, where it touches, the temperature, the flow. Let us observe the mind by mind itself. How the mind can observe itself, it gets divided into two parts. Fragmentation of mind or thought. When we pray also to God, one thought becomes God, one thought becomes Sadhak. So let us observe the emotions. What kind of emotions I'm experiencing right now? What kind of emotions I experienced during the day? What kind of emotions I normally experience in my life nowadays? The emotions come and go. The observer is there who is not involved in the emotions, and I am the observer. The emotions come and go, the breath come and goes, the body cells are changing, but the observer in me is changeless. All emotions are thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. Even peace is a thought, happiness is a thought, fear is a thought, anger is a thought, frustration is a thought, irritation is a thought. So I withdraw my mind from the emotions and understanding the emotional drama which goes on, and focus on the thoughts. What kind of thoughts am I thinking right now? How many thoughts come in my mind every day, every minute, every second? What is the quality of the thoughts? What is the quantity of the thoughts? What is the direction of the thoughts? How many times I remember the Lord? How many times I remember that I am Atma, I am not body, I am not the transmigrating jiva goes from one body to another body. Just observing how many times I remember all these things, whatever I have learned, which we learned in the last session, in the 17th verse. Remembrance is very important because remembrance is associated with chitta. So in our chitta, it must be slowly ingrained that my real nature is Satchitananda, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Lord Himself is seated in my heart. Aham Atma Gudakesha. This is what I have to remember again and again, again and again. So when my last breath is happening, that is what we saw in the last session. I remember this knowledge, and our gati in the next birth, if there is birth, it will depend upon my karma and my this knowledge, not any other knowledge. Who do I consider myself? That is the real knowledge. So I withdraw my attention from the thoughts and ask one question: who is the observer of the body, of the objects outside, of the body, of the breath, of the emotions, of the thoughts? And I observe the observer itself. Who am I? Who is the observer? Which pervades the objects, which pervades the body, which pervades the breath, which pervades the emotions, which pervades the thoughts. Without this illuminator, there cannot be any experience. And I am the illuminator of the sense objects, the senses, the body, the breath, the emotions, the thoughts. And at this moment, the Upanishadic sadhak invokes the Lord to remove that darkness, the veil which comes between me. When I ask this question, who am I? There is a dark veil comes, and the prayer is to come face to face with Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. and where before it the ego, the I notion dissolves, it will come face to face with the Atma. Concentrated Chitta Ekagrata and Chitta Shuddhi. This I notion comes in face to face with the real self and then it dissolves. So on this auspicious day, we invoke Holika's grace to dissolve, to burn this ignorance, and let us invoke Lord's grace and Guru Parampara's blessings. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
अखंड मंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत् सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अग्नेनय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देववयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मच्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम।
So we are on the 18th mantra, that is the concluding mantra. And now we are on the section of prayer. As we saw, the sadhak The Upanishadic sadhak. So again and again we mention the Upanishadic sadhak is different. Because his prayers also are different. His prayer is first to remove the ignorance, and is praying to Sun Lord and saying that I have done my sadhana. Satya dharmaya drishtaya. I have done my sadhana because my intention is to seek truth, and I have followed the dharma. And maybe he would have got a glimpse of darshan from Surya Bhagwan. So now his fear has gone, and now he says in the 17th mantra that I am not scared to let go this body. Bhasmantagam shariram. Let this body becomes bhasma. And that's the reason we put bhasma here. Not scared that this is bhasma only actually. This body is bhasma, it will go in bhasma, it will go in 5 elements. So now the sadhak says, I am not scared. Let this mind go into the subtle body where it belongs. I am not fearful. So point number 1 is that this spiritual knowledge slowly starts making us fearless. Important point. If I want to know where have I reached in spiritual journey, what is a parameter of growth in spiritual journey is our worry is reduced, our anxiety is reduced, our sadness is reduced, our fearful nature is reduced. This is what I heard from Gurudev directly, because this once in one session he mentioned it. That slowly you will find this spiritual knowledge, if you are able to digest, if you are really digesting, then these are these qualities will be slowly evolving in a particular sadhak. Because I know the entire purpose, I know the entire drama, I know the entire game, what is going on. And the person's attachments will be automatically reduced by knowing, by this knowledge. So the person will not be disappointed, the person will not be frustrated, irritated so easily disturbed. So these are the qualities. So then the person says that Om Krato Smaram Krutagam Smaram twice. Why? When the fear goes, then what happens for a sadhak? Ata urlo upkara purta Tukaram Maharaj says after realization. And the person constantly remembers God, constantly remembers for Tukaram Maharaj only God, but for us, for Upanishadic sadhak, suppose I say, okay, I have not realized it, then I must remember God, I must remember Guru, I must remember all this knowledge. This is very important. What knowledge? This knowledge that who am I? Who is God? What is this world? What is this purpose? What is the relationship between God and me? These are the 4-5 points which are there in all scriptures. All scriptures only talk about these things, that this is the real knowledge. Why it is important? Now very important point coming, because it is mentioned here that in the 16th mantra it is mentioned that depending upon my kriti and mati, my next gati will happen depending upon my karma and depending upon my knowledge. Now this is very important, because many people think, no, I will only do good things, do good, be good, do good, be good. But if this knowledge is not there, that who am I, who is God, what is the relationship, what is the purpose, then my gati will be accordingly decided. Because I am a good person, then when punya grows, then I will come in contact with this knowledge. Guruji says that when punya goes beyond swarga also, little punya I will go to Pitrulok, then little more punya I will go to Swargalok, little more punya I will go to Rishi Lok, little more punya I will go to higher lok there. But when punya goes to a certain level in our life, then one comes in contact with this knowledge. and in contact with a living Guru like Gurudev, Guruji, coming in contact with them personally, seeing them itself is our, maybe we would have done, not maybe, we would have done lots of punya, so we are able to listen without any break, without any disturbance, without any obstacle. We think, no, no, but I am an unlucky person. But this punya we are not acknowledging. Continuously we are able to listen to Isavasya Upanishad with God. Without God's grace, Guru Parampara's grace, it is impossible. It is next to impossible. It is not possible that we are able to having to keep that desire also again and again to come and listen. Bhagavan is saying in Bhagavad Gita, we saw in yesterday's session, Bhagavan says, I am the desire, I am the intelligence, I am the buddhi, I am the jnanam. So when Bhagavan starts slowly shining in our mind more and more, he will create this desire. Otherwise, who has the desire to study Upanishad in detail? And for those who are attending regularly and those who are attending here, we are in Taittiriya Upanishad also, and here also we have covered the entire Shankar Bhashya, though it was not mentioned very, what do you call, implicitly after each verse, but all points in Shankar Bhashya are covered. Not even one point is left, which is the Shankar Bhashya on each mantra. So normally Upanishad is done on Shankar with Shankar Bhashya. So if you read notes, I think I would invite all of you after today's session, we must keep reading notes and keep contemplating on those notes, because when Adi Shankarya writes, Shankaracharya writes commentary on this, definitely we will start getting more and more points. After I read again, contemplate on this again. So depending upon our smruti, in which our karma and our knowledge, our mati must be there. And this is what I must remember. I must not remember what other person has done bad, what I have done bad, what other person has said, what my neighbor has said. I must focus my remembrance on this. When should I check this? When I'm alone, sitting and not doing anything in a room, then I must just catch myself and see what kind of thoughts are coming. Without my knowledge, which kind of thought is coming. So this is where suddenly I must catch, oh, I have no work to do, I'm just sitting alone. Oh, this kind of thought is coming. Then I must change those thoughts if those thoughts are about neighbor or some future or past, because what is being mentioned here is twice. What is mentioned twice? Om Krato Smaram, Krutagam Smaram, Krato Smaram, Krutagam Smaram, twice. So constantly we must remember this. Now, when we remember, as this also is considered as prayer of a sadhak on deathbed, but death of ego, not physical death. So now in the 18th mantra, which is the last mantra, very intelligently, definitely, Upanishadic sadhaks are more ambitious, more clever, more intelligent. That is 100% true, because otherwise we'll not be interested in Upanishad only. So here very clever prayer is mentioned by the sadhak, because the sadhak is clever. Now he knows that this is the last mantra. So what has been mentioned here in the first one line is, we have to little bit analyze more. Agne Naya Supatha Raye Asmana. So last time I mentioned Asmana means wealth, but what it means is that Raye Asmana, I am seeking wealth. Raye means wealth. And whom I am praying to? Agni. I am praying to Agni. I am praying to Lord Agni. Why Lord Agni? Because this is Upanishad which comes in Vedas. And if I read Vedas, there is no God, there is no idol worship, there is no such kind of gods which are mentioned. The gods which are referred to in Vedas are Agni, Varuna, Vayu, etc. Not the gods which we are used to. Second reason is that yesterday itself I was walking on the road when this preparation was going on. In a bus stop, I saw the red bus stop. People got inside the bus, and then this mantra came to my mind, Agnene Supatha Rai Asmana. The red bus job is what? To drop the people who have got in the bus, depending upon where they want to go and how much money they have. The bus will drop them to the next stop, or whichever stop, whichever destination that particular sadhak wants to go. In the same way, replace the red bus by Agni, which is also red, because this is Agni's job. So we must give Agni. Last time we were discussing. So this is a point which is important in our Antya Samskar. The job of Agni is of courier service. Depending upon the Mati and the Kriti, the Agni will take the subtle Jiva and then hand over to another Devata. The another Devata will ensure we get where is the right atmosphere, right parents, right siblings, right relatives, where he will get the right guru, he will get the right atmosphere, what are the desires, everything is scanned. And that's the reason it takes time. So some of the jivas are hovering around to find out a new womb. And then sometimes you find the jiva takes birth and suddenly the jiva realizes, no, 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 this is not the place where I want to be. And the jiva leaves in 1 day or 2 days and they say, oh, what is the sin the jiva has done? The jiva has left in 3 months, 4 months. The real reason is that jiva has found out this is not the right womb place for the desires, my desires to fulfill. The jiva goes to another place. Suppose forcefully somebody takes you and to a horror movie and make you sit there and you don't want to go, only just your friend forced you. After 15 minutes, you cannot tolerate the violence, the kind of murder, things are going on the screen. After some time, you say, I don't want to please you, my dear. I just want to get out of this movie. I do not want to, I cannot watch this movie. I think it has happened. It happens with us many times. Sometimes we put on the serial and we just get bored with that serial. This is not the serial what I want to watch. I cannot, this is not for me. This is not meant for me. My serial is different. So I switch on. In the same way it happens. So here the prayer is, Agne Naya, lead me to Supatha. Now, very important point, a good path and Raya wealth. So now give me wealth and with a good path. Now this we have to analyze with 5 meanings. What this wealth means? Definitely this is a prayer of a advanced Upanishadic Sathak. So it cannot be the normal wealth. So let us analyze the 18th mantra and see what this prayer means. So what this prayer means is that lead us on to wealth, prosperity, goal by a good path. Now there are 2 things. I want wealth and I want wealth with a good path also. So in our day-to-day life also, it is very important to note that what is my source of money. The source of money has to be noble. So the source of money cannot be, cheating somebody or, robbing somebody and then I do some Ganpati puja or, do some kind of Sarvajanik puja in some place and then that particular person said this Ganpati is, kept by another person, this person, etc., etc. It has to be good source. So now number 1, meaning wealth, goal, no return, path of no return. And that is what is the Uttarayan time. When the person passes away in Uttarayan time, there is a possibility that he might take up a path of no return. Bhishma Pitamaha waited for a long time to Uttarayan to happen and then he took the Samadhi because he was having the Vara. He was having the boon of death at his will. He can decide the time. Number 1. Second, wealth means Tattva Dhyana. The path is Sadhana Chatushtaya. Now, why it is been given? Because we have to choose what is our path. This is very important to understand and analyze that what is my path. So suppose I am seeking Tattva, I am seeking Atma Darshan, the path is Sadhana Chatushtaya. Suppose the wealth is material prosperity, the path is righteousness. I want all these things, then I must have the prayer that, okay, let me have the material prosperity so that I can spread this knowledge, but this path has to be righteousness. Wealth, inner purity and peace of mind. This is extremely important for a meditator. As in Bhagavad Gita, we see that Bhagavan says that more than only spiritual rituals, what is important is knowledge. Better than knowledge is meditation, and better than meditation is renouncing the fruit of action, because tyaga chantir anantaram. Immediately I will get peace of mind. Without peace of mind, without letting go the fruits of action, suppose I am meditating, then it is not going to work. So here inner wealth is purity, peace of mind. The path is karma yoga and bhakti yoga. Now very important, first two mantras of Isavasya Upanishad, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. These are the two important mantras. The wealth is higher lokas, path is upasana. That also is mentioned here. That either if you do karma and upasana, you will go to a certain level of krama mukti. Suppose I take upasana and upasana, I will go to higher level in krama mukti. That we will see in the summary in Isavasya Upanishad. So these are the 5 things mentioned by the sadhak, that please decide my gati. And now, very interestingly, cleverly, we should be clever also to ask, to pray to the Lord, so that Lord also smiles and says that, okay, I will give you some bonus marks because you are intelligent to ask the right thing. Oh God, you are the knower of all my past, present, future karmas and result. You know it. Not only this birth, I know only some portion of this birth, but you know my past, present, future of all births. Lord Krishna tells Arjun, I know all beings, past, present, future karmas, all beings, even a leaf, even an ant, I know. Don't think that you are more superior to ant or leaf. I know when the leaf is going to fall from the tree. So what is the prayer? Whichever gati I deserve, you give. But now I have done sadhana. So now please, now this is a prayer which is very interesting. He says that, please give me some grace marks. Please consider my case. Teacher normally gives some grace marks. The handwriting is so nice. This student has tried really sincerely. So, suppose he has got 65. The teacher will be out of compassion, out of love, out of the neatness. Teacher will give 5-10 marks grace. So here is a grace mark asked. Please remove the crooked attraction of my sin. Because I do not know what sins I have given. Why? Because it is very difficult for me to know my sins. Also, it is very difficult to know what kind of sins I have done, and also not very easy to give it up. What are the sins? The greatest sin for Upanishadic sadhak is attraction for Jagat, attachment to Jagat. Again and again, I get attached because somewhere my mind thinks that there is some happiness in relationship, people, job, objects, and something. So even greatest sadhaks also have asked for krama mukti. Little more happiness. But now I am interested in permanent, unbroken happiness. So God definitely says, okay, I will consider your case. If you give me something and that I do not have and you have, I can consider this case of yours, because now we have gone through Isavasya Upanishad. You have done sadhana, you have no questions, because interestingly for this Upanishad, most of us who are attending have attended Taittiriya Upanishad. So I was asking Gayatri, who normally asks many questions. He said, I have no questions. So definitely we have understood all the knowledge very clearly. So no questions. And now I'm very clear that what I am seeking in life, and for that what sadhana I have to do. So here the last sentence is very, very important. The sadhak says, Bhuishtam te nama uktim videna. That means now I am offering what you do not have, but I am giving my best. Because the sadhak has to give its best. And what is that thing what God doesn't have but we have? This question we can ask sometimes in quiz. What is that one thing which God doesn't have but we have? And what is that one thing which God is actually asking us to give? We give him patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. God says, it's okay, I'm happy, I'm pleased. But actually, I'm waiting for this for you to offer. One of the saint here, who is that? Rajneesh, Osho. His dialogue I was hearing, people were offering him a lot of things. He said, I'm not interested in all these offers. I want something what, if you give this, there will be instant peace realization. And what is that? We offer my ego. This is the best offering a sadhak can give. Upanishadic sadhak doesn't have anything because he has already given up Jagat, already renounced everything and now sitting. So definitely when Upanishadic sadhak comes before God, God is not expecting that you give your rajya, you give up your family, you give up your job, business, relationship, possessions, because Upanishadic sadhak doesn't have anything. He has already approached the Guru, sitting before the Guru and then, okay, my Guru, please say Tattvamasi. So Guru will ask, okay, what are you giving me in Guru Dakshina? So only thing what Guru Dakshina, what the sadhak can give, I am offering my best. And what is my best? Which I am holding from Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidayini. Increasing in the proportion that I want to offer, and that is my ego. Na mama. My namaskar, my surrender, my salutation. The last word is Bhuishtam, best. What is the best I'm offering to you? Te, Namo Uktim, prayer, Vidhema offer, I'm offering to you. What I can offer to you, the best, what I can offer to Lord is my ego, that I notion. What is that I notion? We have all learned the I notion is a false identification between Atma and Anatma, between Atma Chaitanya and body, mind, intellect. When these two come together, one false entity is born, and that is that I notion, on which that entire drama of Aneka Janma, so many lakhs of lives, the drama is going on. Now, Bhagavan says, now that drama, let that get over. The last thing what I can offer to Lord is Na Mama. And then Agni Devata burns it, and then there is realization. So here we complete the 18th verse with God's grace and Guru Parampara's blessings. I think we have completed this Upanishad. So let us pray internally that with so much of grace, now our job is to offer what this Upanishadic sadhak has offered. And also to all of you from my side, without your, I think most of you I know who have been attending for long, for last 10, 12 years, so many texts. So thank you to you, so that without your interest, it becomes a little disinteresting to read and prepare and read many texts, many commentaries, listen to many Swamijis and make this kind of PPT, which I really enjoy. So with that, we do the summary. The first wave, Gurudev says, these are 7 waves which are mentioned in Isavasya Upanishad. First wave is the Jnana Yoga, where Isavasyam idagam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam tena tyaktena bhunjita ma grudha kasya svidhanam. So that is a Jnana Yoga that we will see in the summary again. The second wave is Karma Yoga indicated. So let's see the 7 waves. The third wave is a lower gati indicated if I do not practice these two. Fourth is 4 to 8. The fourth wave comes of Jivan Mukti indicated in various Lakshanas. 9, 10, 11th and 12, 13, 14. The fifth wave comes of Samuchaya, combination of Krama Mukti indicated level 1, and suppose I want a higher level of Krama Mukti, then level 2, combination of Karma and Upasana and Upasana and Upasana. Then 15, 16, 17, the sixth wave comes of prayer. Here the Bhakti Yoga is indicated, where the sadhak has reached the door and now the door has to be opened by the Lord because it belongs to him. The ignorance is, what is the ashraya of ignorance, Jiva or Atma? So Bhagavan, the sadhak says, now Bhagavan, you only have created ignorance, you only remove. And in the 18th verse, seeking guidance and surrender indicated that please give me higher gati and I surrender here my ego completely. Now I am dependent on you because you have to look after my yoga and shame. So what is the summary? First verse, Jnana Marga, goal of life indicated, sattvic temperament, those who have, they must follow the path of renunciation. Second, Karma Marga indicated path of life. So goal of life, path of life indicated. How this Upanishad completes the entire, that's the reason it is called as a Shastra. Rajasic temperament, suppose I have, then I must follow the path of selfless actions. The third, Ajnana Marga, current status, Tamasic temperament, path to lower gatis. Fourth, Mantra, nature of self without conditioning indicated. Fifth mantra, nature of self with conditioning indicated. Contradictory pointers are mentioned here. Sixth, nature and vision of knower of self is indicated. Equanimity with all. No hatred towards any beings is indicated. Seventh, result of knowing this oneness truth. No moha, no shoka, no bhaya. What is Jagata? World created by God, that which changes continuously. God's world is without any defects. Samsara, world created by me in my mind, that which revolves. Actually, the Sanskrit meaning says that which changes and that which revolves. God's words cannot give us sorrow. It is Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Our world gives us sorrow because of our own ignorance. So the causes of this are me, mindness, like, dislikes, desires, jealousy, etc. And eighth, the Isha Mahavakya is pointed out in 14 ways. The 9, 10, 11 result of karma and upasana given. 12, 13, 14 result of upasana and upasana is given. 15, 16 prayer to remove the golden leg and realize, give the darshan is mentioned. And 17th prayer to remember my purpose, vision, sadhana, goal, God, Guru. And 18, seeking wealth and keep me on the right path and remove all sins. And why you remove all sins? Because I am offering the best to you and that is my ego. So I would request Vidya to chant the entire 18 mantras now with this slide in front of us.
Om Isavasyamidagam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha ma kridha kasya svidhanam kurvanneveha karmani jijivishe chatagam samaha evam tvayi nanyate tosti na karma lipyate nare asuryanamate lokaha andhena tamasa vritaha तागंस्ते प्रेत्या विगच्छन्ति ये के चात्महनो जनाः अनेजदेकं मनसो जवीयः नैनद्देवा आप्नुवन् पूर्वमर्षत् तद्धावतोऽन्यानत्येति तिष्ठत् तस्मिन्नपो मातरिश्वा दधाति तदेजति तन्नैजति तद्दूरे तद्वन्तिके तदन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तदु सर्वस्यास्य बाह्यतः यस्तु सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मन्येवानुपश्यति सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं ततो न विजुगुप्सते यस्मिन् सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मैवाभूद्विजानतः तत्र को मोहः कः शोकः एकत्वमनुपश्यतः सपर्यगात् शुक्रमकायमव्रणम् अस्नाविरगं शुद्धमपापविद्धम् कविर्मनीषी परिभू स्वयंभूः याथा तत्यथोर्थान् व्यददात् शाश्वतीभ्यः समाभ्यः अन्धं तमः प्रविशन्ति ये अविद्यामुपासते ततो भूय इव ते तमः य उविद्यायागं रताः अन्यदेवाहुर्विद्यया अन्यदाहुरविद्यया इति शुश्रुमधीराणाम् येनस्तद्विचचक्षिरे विद्यां च यस्तद्वेदोभयगं सः अविद्यया मृत्युं तीर्त्वा विद्ययामृतमश्नुते अन्धं तमः प्रविशन्ति ये असम्भूतिमुपासते ततो भूय इव ते तमः य उसम्भूत्यागं रताः अन्यदेवाहुसम्भवात् अन्यदाहुरसम्भवात् इति शुश्रुमधीराणां येनस्तद्विचचक्षिरे सम्भूतिं च विनाशं च यस्तत्वेदोभयगं सः विनाशेन मृत्युं तीर्त्वा सम्भूत्यामृतमश्नुते हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्यापि हितं मुखं तत्त्वं पूषन्नपावृणु सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये पूषन्ने कर्षे यमः सूर्यप्राजापत्य व्यूहरश्मीन् समूहतेजः यत्ते रूपं कल्याणतमं तत्ते पश्यामि यो असावसौ पुरुषः सोऽहमस्मि वायुरनिलममृतमथेदं भस्मान्तगं शरीरम् ॐ क्रतोस्मर स्मर अग्नेनय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनु भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम। ओम पूर्णमिदः पूर्णमिदाम्। सर मैं बोलूं क्या? शांति निकाल। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
So what is the one-line summary of Isavasya essence? Realize God in and as everything. And we will just complete it by reading the last page of Gurudev. See God in all, to him belong all. Know, renounce and rejoice. Seek not to possess, nothing is yours. That is mantra number 1. This short spiritual treatise of just 18 mantras has inspired great minds for ages. A chapter in Shukla Yajurved, the teachings here point out the self, the divine essence in every one of us. A crisp summary of the Vedanta, this Upanishad shows us the way to rise above all our attachments to the finite objects of this world. The glittering sense objects, the sweetest emotions, and even the lofty ideals of human life are but a golden disk covering the face of the truth. We must avoid all traps of wonderful work, karma, avidya, or charming thought patterns of upasana vidya, and seek the pure knowledge. The holy text permits the use of a healthy blend of lower spiritual practices as a stepping stone to the highest realization. The scripture concludes with some sublime prayers of an advanced seeker. So very beautiful essence summary Gurudev has done. And let us chant again Om Purnamada Purnamidam and complete our journey here. We will take some break. I was thinking of making a questionnaire on Isavasya Upanishad and send it to all of us. And that will be our homework for some time so that I can go through the questions and look into the notes and see the answers so that we summarize again the concepts. Question answers becomes a very easy tool to summarize or remember. So we will send that during the week, and maybe once the next text, I will announce when we can start that. I think we are planning for any other text. If you want, you just please WhatsApp me. Otherwise, we are thinking of Adhyasabhashya, which is actually not there in our syllabus. I am going out of syllabus, but I think our sadhaks are advanced and it is very interesting, very humorous also, very, very interesting. Lots of examples and very fascinating text by Adi Shankaracharya, which is a preamble to Brahma Sutra. But very interesting because he really gives lots of examples in Adhyasabhashya, how this superimposition has happened and what is the need for inquiry. Athato Brahma Jidnyasa. That is the first sutra. Before that, why this Jidnyasa? So this confusion has happened. So now Adhyasa Bhashya is all about confusion. And why confusion, how confusion, and how we are trapped in that confusion. So it is a very interesting text. Though I'm not going to announce much because that is not falling in the syllabus of our Chinmaya mission for a study group Sevak. So I will just announce verbally and then we will start. So you can publicize verbally. Ideally, we must take that in person, but let us see, in person becomes difficult. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. If you have any questions, please ask or please post.
Sir, we'll have a break of 2-3 weeks, na?
Yeah. Hari Om. Thank you very much.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Prasad ji, thank you very much.
Hari Om Prasad ji.
Thank you very much, Prasad ji. Thank you very much.
Hari Om, sir. Thank you very much.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Prasad
Hari
ji,
Om,
thank you
sir.
very
Thank
much.
you very much.
Hari Om.
Thank you.
Hari Om, Prasad ji. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Prasad ji, thank you.
Hari Om.
Thank you.
Prasad ji, can I ask one question, please?
Yes.
Yeah, the culmination of knowledge is not prema, right? It's just knowledge.
No, the culmination of knowledge is premam.
So when the premam comes, then there is duality, right? Because in prema, we need somebody else to love somebody, right? There's duality in
Very good
prema.
question. Yeah. So here do you love yourself?
Yes.
Yes, we have learnt in Maitri Brahmana Upanishad that we love ourselves the first because, and the example what has been given, now it is going to come in Bhagavad Gita also, like suppose our tongue bites our, teeth bites our tongue, we don't, is it duality or is it